Hey Areeb, can I borrow a pen? I forgot mine.
Yeah, it's okay. I have one right here.
Jazakallah Areeb.
Wait, you know the Prophet Messiah told us to thank Allah before thanking people?
That's right. Huzoor Amir mentioned that in this week's Friday sermon.
That's right. We should say Alhamdulillah first.
That's right. Alhamdulillah.
It's Friday, gather round. There's so much wisdom to be found. Each week we unite to see our Khalifa shining bright. Each time he guides the way, teaching us new things each day. Like a fountain, knowledge springs. Allah's praises it will sing. So kids, come on round. Here our friendships will be found. Each time Huzoor guides the way, we learn new things every day. A source of love, pure and clear. With every word we draw near. Each week we unite to see our Khalifa shining bright. To see our Khalifa shining bright.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Friday Sermon for Kids. We hope you all had a chance to listen to the blessed sermon of our beloved Huzoor Areeb Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz before tuning into today's episode. Today, I'm joined by two incredible panelists, Saim and Areeb. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How are you two doing today?
Wa alaikum assalam, Fawad bhai. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing great and I'm excited for today's discussion.
Wa alaikum assalam, Fawad bhai. I'm also doing really well, and I'm so excited for this week's discussion.
Alhamdulillah, and Jazakallah for being here today. I too am very excited for today's discussion, as this week Huzoor spoke about how the promised Messiah ﷺ, in complete obedience to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, strived to establish the unity of God, gave some of his personal examples, and imparted guidance on his followers. But before we get into all of that, let's hear a word from this week's Friday sermon.
इस तरह मुस्लिम हज़रत मसीह मौद अलैहिस्सलाम की सीरत बयान करते हुए एक जगह फरमाते हैं, हज़रत मसीह मौद अलैहिस्सलाम से एक बात मैंने बारहा सुनी है। आप तुर्किया के सुल्तान अब्दुल हमीद ख़ान का जो माज़ूल हो गए थे, जिक्र करते हुए फरमाया करते थे कि सुल्तान अब्दुल हमीद ख़ान की एक बात मुझे बड़ी ही पसंद है। बावजूद उसके बहुत सारी उसकी बातें गलत थीं, लेकिन आप फरमाते थे कि ये बात मुझे बड़ी पसंद है। वो क्या है कि जब यूनान से जंग का सवाल उठा तो वज़रा ने बहुत से उज़रात पेश कर दिए। दरअसल सुल्तान अब्दुल हमीद का मंशा था कि जंग हो, मगर वज़रा का मंशा नहीं था, इसलिए उन्होंने बहुत से उज़रात पेश किए। आखिर उन्होंने कहा जंग के लिए ये चीज़ भी तैयार है और वो भी तैयार है, लेकिन किसी अहम चीज़ का जिक्र करके कह दिया कि फ़लाँ अमर का इंतज़ाम नहीं है। ठीक है, बातें की हम तैयार हैं, लेकिन ये कमी है और इस कमी की वजह से बड़ा मुश्किल है जंग करना। मसलन यूँ समझ लो कि उन्होंने कहा कि, और गालिबन यही कहा होगा कि तमाम यूरोपियन ताकतें इस वक्त इस बात पर मुत्तहिद हैं कि यूनान की इमदाद करें और इसका हमारे पास कोई इलाज नहीं। हज़रत मसीह मौद अलैहिस्सलाम फरमाया करते थे कि जब वज़रा ने अपना मशवरा पेश किया और मुश्किलात बताईं और कहा कि फ़लाँ चीज़ का इंतज़ाम नहीं, तो सुल्तान अब्दुल हमीद ने जवाब दिया कि कोई खाना तो खुदा के लिए भी छोड़ना चाहिए। हज़रत मसीह अलैहिस्सलाम सुल्तान अब्दुल हमीद के इस लिखने से बहुत ही लुत्फ़ उठाते थे और फरमाया करते थे कि मुझे उसकी ये बात बहुत पसंद है कि खुदा पर उसने इत्मीनान किया।
Alright kids, so today we'll be discussing different incidents that Huzoor mentioned that showcase how deeply the promised Messiah ﷺ believed in and lived by the concept of Tawheed, which means believing in one God alone. The first incident that Huzoor mentioned teaches us an important lesson. All blessings come from Allah alone. Huzoor mentioned that Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad narrated an incident where someone's child had passed away. Some of the companions of Hazrat Muslim Maud went to offer the condolences to the family and the father of the child who passed away. When they went, they noticed that the father was screaming and he was saying that God had been very unjust to him.
Fawad bhai, why is that wrong?
Excellent question, Areeb. Huzoor mentioned that everything we have, our lives, our blessings, our families, They come from Allah alone. It is not that God owes us anything. Instead, it is us that have to show gratitude to Allah for everything that we have. And we should always say Alhamdulillah for all of the blessings we have been given.
Fawad bhai, I remember Huzoor Anwar mentioned an example from the promised Messiah ﷺ's own life.
Yes, Huzoor mentioned the incident of the promised Messiah ﷺ and his son Mubarak Ahmad. Mubarak Ahmad had fallen very ill, and the promised Messiah ﷺ personally went through the effort to take great care of him. And Huzoor mentioned that Hazrat Hakim Maulvi Nuruddin Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu, who's a companion of the promised Messiah ﷺ, became very concerned with how the promised Messiah ﷺ would handle it if his son were to perish, because he loved him so much. However, when unfortunately Mubarak Ahmad had passed away, the promised Messiah ﷺ was very patient and steadfast, and he even wrote letters telling people not to be sad and told them that this was the will of Allah. Then, with a smile, he said, "The one who calls to himself is the most beloved. For him should his life be sacrificed."
Alhamdulillah.
Fawad bhai, what did Huzoor say about trusting in Allah?
Great question, Areeb. Huzoor mentioned that the promised Messiah ﷺ used to suffer from lightheadedness, and there was a famous doctor who specialized in similar cases, and he was called upon to come to the promised Messiah ﷺ to treat him. When he came, he confidently told the promised Messiah ﷺ that he could cure him in just 2 days. Hearing this, the promised Messiah ﷺ said, "I will not be treated by this person. Does he think that he is God?" He refused treatment from him and respectfully asked him to return, and even gave the doctor extra money for his return trip. Saim, what did Huzoor say was the primary purpose of the promised Messiah ﷺ's advent?
Huzoor Anwar Aidullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz mentioned that the purpose of the advent of the promised Messiah ﷺ was to establish unity of God. However, the promised Messiah ﷺ's biggest challenge in this regard was the Christian concept of Jesus and the concept of the Trinity.
Excellent, Saim, you are correct. Huzoor said that the promised Messiah ﷺ could not handle the worship of those who were dead, and he was very concerned with how the Muslims and the Christians would handle this concept. Huzoor said the pain which the promised Messiah ﷺ experienced from this grief was so strong he could perish. However, he wouldn't, because the promised Messiah ﷺ was promised by God that in the end, Tawheed, or the unity of Allah, would prevail. I think now is an excellent time to transition over to the word of the sermon. For that, let's hand it over to our good friend Samir. Take it away, Samir.
Jazakallah, guys. This week's word of the sermon is Qabuliyat-e-Dua. The word Qabuliyat means acceptance, and the word Dua means prayer. So when we combine, it means acceptance of prayer. Huzoor Millab, his helper, used this word in this week's sermon to explain that the Prophet Messiah ﷺ has said that for our prayers to be accepted, we must have complete faith in the unity of God, pure intentions, and full trust in Him alone. Hope this helps. Back over to you guys.
Jazakallah, Samir, for that excellent and detailed explanation. We hope you are all listening in and taking notes so that you too can better understand the various khutbahs and sermons of our beloved Huzoor. Now let's get right back into our discussion. Areeb, what did Huzoor mention was the promised Messiah ﷺ's desire to bring people together?
The Prophet Messiah ﷺ said that it's God's desire to bring everyone under the banner of unity of God, and for everyone to strive with tenderness and great morality.
Excellent, Areeb. Huzoor mentioned that the Prophet Messiah's ultimate happiness, and indeed the purpose of his coming, was for establishing the unity of God.
Fawad bhai, what was the incident of the man who fell to the feet of the promised Messiah ﷺ?
Excellent question, Saim. On one occasion, a group came to meet the promised Messiah ﷺ, and they went to shake his hand. However, one person of the group fell to the feet of the promised Messiah ﷺ. The promised Messiah ﷺ grabbed him by the arm and lifted him back up. And he said, "This is the very shirk that God has sent me to eradicate in this era."
Fawad bhai, I have a picture of the Prophet Messiah ﷺ in my house. What did Huzoor mention about having a photo of him?
Good question, Areeb. The Prophet Messiah ﷺ was very opposed to having his photo taken, because this was something that the idol worshippers would do. They would take a photo of someone keep it, and worship the photo. He said no one was more opposed to idol worship than he was. However, he had noticed that people in Europe and America would wish to see someone's photo before writing to them to recognize if they were true. Because there were people who could not travel to see the promised Messiah, it was for this purpose that he had his photo taken. As a result, people from all over Europe and America began writing to the promised Messiah because they saw his photo and could recognize that he was true. The promised Messiah said that deeds are judged by motives, and if the intention is pure, then having such things is fine. Huzoor said that Islam has forbidden things that are vain and lead to shirk.
Fawad bhai, should we do the question of the sermon now?
I almost forgot, Saim. Thank you for the reminder. We shall do the question of the sermon. Are you two ready for the question?
Yes.
When a physician came to the promised Messiah and said that he could cure him in just 2 days, what did the promised Messiah do? Was it A, accept the treatment, B, get a second opinion, C, refuse the treatment and send it back home, or D, delay treatment? Saim, let's start with you.
I think it's C. He refused the treatment.
Yeah, I also think it's C.
You two are absolutely correct. And 68% of you at home also got this question right. If you too would like to take part in the question of the sermon, make sure to follow us on social media so that you too can answer the question with us as well. Now let's get right back into it.
Fawad bhai, what did Huzoor mention about thanking Allah before thanking others?
Excellent question, Areeb. Huzoor mentioned that oftentimes when we do a favor for someone, we say, Jazakallah, may Allah reward you, and don't say, Alhamdulillah, all praise belong to Allah. And even this carries a little bit of shirk. That is because the person who does the favor does so only through that which has been provided by Allah. And therefore, we should thank Allah before thanking others. Huzoor mentioned that the Prophet ﷺ would go through great lengths to try and establish the unity of God. And this is something that we should carry with us even today. Huzoor prayed that may Allah enable us to do so.
Ameen.
And that is it for this week's episode of Friday Sermon for Kids. We hope you were all able to learn something and take something away from this week's sermon. And remember to listen to the full sermon of our beloved Huzoor Eidullah Ta'ala bin Nasrul Aziz on your own time. Inshallah, we'll see you next time. Khuda Hafiz.
It's Friday, gather round. There's so much wisdom to be found. Each week we unite to see our Khalifa shining bright. Each time he guides the way, teaching us new things each day. Like a fountain, knowledge springs. Allah's praises it will sing.